As expected, earlier today, Tesla received a devastating financial report, and both industry experts and the company itself admitted that it is political backlash to Elon Musk and that Musk has done significant brand damage to Tesla. But before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, friends, as expected, Elon Musk has done significant brand damage to Tesla. This is entirely a self-inflicted wound by the shadow president of the United States. So let's dive into it. Axios reports Elon Musk's Tesla admits political sentiment may hurt company. Tesla acknowledged Tuesday that political sentiment may be undermining the company's financial performance and that tariffs are poised to do the same. Why it matters. Tesla CEO Elon Musk, the world's richest person, has become a close ally and outspoken advisor to Donald Trump, unleashing a backlash across the company. And we'll look at this hyperlink in a moment. The automaker fell well short of expectations on earnings and sales in the first quarter amid growing signs that some customers are recoiling from the brand. First quarter revenue totaled $19.3 billion, down 9% from a year earlier and short of S&P Capital IQ expectations of $21.3 billion. Net income was $409 million, down 71%. What they're saying, quote, uncertainty in the automotive and energy markets continues to increase as rapidly evolving trade policy adversely impacts the global supply chain and cost structure of Tesla and our peers, the company said in an earnings presentation. So we'll stop right there. In other words, Donald Trump and his disastrous tariff policy are also causing backlash to Tesla, are also causing Tesla to suffer financially. So Donald Trump is also screwing Tesla. It's not just Tesla's own CEO. Quote, this dynamic, along with changing political sentiment, could have a meaningful impact on demand for our products in the near term. The company did not immediately address investor hopes that Musk would relinquish his role in Washington and refocus his efforts on Tesla. Threat level. Quote, we view this as fork in the road time. If Musk leaves the White House, there will be permanent brand damage. But Tesla will have its most important asset and strategic thinker back as full-time CEO to drive the vision, and the long-term story will not be altered. Wedbush Securities analyst and longtime Tesla bull Dan Ives wrote Sunday in a research note, quote, if Musk chooses to stay with the Trump White House, it could change the future of Tesla and brand damage will grow. Automotive revenue was down 20% to $14 billion, while energy generation and storage revenue rose 67% to $2.73 billion, and services and other revenue increased 15% to $2.64 billion. The company said tariffs would hit energy storage business harder than its automotive business. Quote, we're taking actions to stabilize the business in the medium to long term and focus on maintaining its health, Tesla said in the presentation without providing specifics. Yes, but Tesla stock has always been tied closely to its future ambitions. Musk has said Tesla will launch a robotaxi business in 2025 and will begin production of its Optimus humanoid this year as well. The impact. The company's stock was up slightly in after-hours trading at 4:45 p.m. It shed over 14% over the past month heading into earnings. So we're going to dive into some other things, but again, let's be very clear. To recap, Elon Musk has done significant and potentially permanent brand damage to Tesla. And the only question at this point, according to experts and Tesla investors and Tesla itself, is whether the brand damage will remain simply at its current level or if Elon Musk will exacerbate it by remaining in Trump's orbit. Stunning stuff. So let's look at some more. Washington Post. Tesla earnings plunge as Elon Musk hits firestorm of controversy. The electric vehicle manufacturer's net income was down 71% in the first quarter from a year earlier amidst protests and tariff threats. Tesla's quarterly earnings plunged by 71% compared to the first quarter of 2024, the company announced Tuesday, a bruising result that comes amid widespread backlash against CEO Elon Musk and his work with the Trump administration. The electric vehicle company reported a 9% decline in revenue the first 3 months of the year compared with a year earlier, according to a company report. Sales also slipped dramatically in the first 3 months of the year, falling 13% compared with the same period last year. Tesla said it would hold a live company update Tuesday evening, at which Musk is expected to address shareholders. The company's stock closed Tuesday at $238 a share, about 37% lower than at the beginning of the year. In a letter to shareholders, Tesla said rapidly evolving trade policy and changing political sentiment could have a meaningful impact on our demand for products in the near term, again reiterating what Axios reported. Tesla was already struggling before Musk enmeshed himself in GOP politics last year. Since Donald Trump's inauguration, he has almost entirely shifted his focus to running the U.S. DOGE service. DOGE stands for the Department of Government Efficiency and is aggressively pursuing an initiative meant to reduce, quote, waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government. A combination of increased competition from Chinese electric car makers such as BYD, uncertainty around Trump's tariffs, and Musk's declining popularity has pushed the company into turmoil. Tesla owners are trading in their vehicles at an increasing rate. Prices for used Tesla have sunk, and widespread protests against the brand have erupted around the world. Vandals have also targeted the company's dealerships, charging stations, and vehicles with Molotov cocktails, gunshots, and arson. Quote, the more political he gets with Doge, the more the brand suffers. There is no debate, Dan Ives of Wedbush Securities previously said in a note to investors. Quote, this continues to be a moment of truth for Musk to navigate his brand tornado crisis moment. Musk said in previous earnings calls that the future of Tesla is overwhelmingly autonomous driving, and he has doubled down on his vision of creating fully self-driving cars with no steering wheel or pedals. Investors and shareholders have become increasingly frustrated with the CEO as they attribute much of the company's woes to the upheaval he has caused in the federal government. Sweeping layoffs and dramatic budget cuts mandated by Doge have led to chaos, confusion, and backlash. Musk, along with Trump, hinted that he will leave the government when his status as a special government employee expires at the end of May, though the exact timeline is unclear. Doge's work is expected to continue after he departs. So, again, this is brutal. Absolutely brutal for Elon Musk. No sympathy whatsoever because, again, kind of like Trump with his own popularity woes, Musk's is entirely self-inflicted. It need not be this way. And speaking of Musk's declining popularity, this is worth noting. About half of Americans have a negative view on Tesla and Musk, but a plurality nonetheless. Tesla and CEO Elon Musk are struggling with negative perceptions according to the CNBC All-America Economic Survey. Half of the public has a negative view of Musk, compared to merely 36% who see him positively and 16% who are neutral. In other words, again, Elon Musk is shedding popularity. He is deeply unlikable, he is deeply disliked, and he is only making the situation worse for himself. The polls reflect this. Now, I don't know where this will go. Again, it seems to me, based on what the experts are saying, what industry insiders are saying, what Tesla shareholders are saying, is that this damage could be permanent, that there could be no full recovery for Tesla as a direct consequence of Elon Musk's personal politics. Now, I don't know what he's going to do. It sure seems like he has had less of a public-facing role, particularly in the aftermath of the Wisconsin State Supreme Court special election. You'll recall that the Republican, or rather the conservative candidate, was endorsed by both Donald Trump and Elon Musk, but Trump did not go to Wisconsin. Musk did. Musk repeatedly went to Wisconsin, and Musk contributed millions of dollars of his own money to get Brad Schimmel, the candidate, elected. So even though both Musk and Trump were involved in this, Musk was much more so. And Musk got shellacked. Musk made it a referendum on himself, and people don't like him because they don't like oligarchy. Again, Musk is losing support even among Republicans, who nominally like the fact that he's lending his financial weight to Donald Trump, but don't like the unfettered access he has to Trump, who don't like the sinister influence he has on Trump, who don't like the corrupt incentives and conflicts of interest that he has. People don't like oligarchy, even in 2025 in this MAGA world. So as far as I'm concerned, the backlash that Musk is facing is encouraging. It's a sign that there are still ways to pressure political figures like Musk. And again, this is the free market at play. If people don't like Elon Musk as a direct consequence of Musk's own words and actions, they have a right to not only not patronize his businesses, but to encourage others not to do so as well, to organize boycotts, to vote with their wallet, as they say. And Musk doesn't like this. Musk has repeatedly complained, advertisers have to do business with me. People need to do business with me. No, you're not entitled to people's business, especially when all you need do is dial it down. Musk could still be conservative. Musk could probably still be nominally aligned with Donald Trump. Amazon seems to be doing fine, even though Jeff Bezos bent the knee to Donald Trump. Facebook seems to be doing fine, even though Zuckerberg bent the knee to Donald Trump. But Musk is exceptionally unlikably in your face about it. So again, totally self-inflicted. No, this is not censorship. This is not the deep state. This is Elon Musk hoisting himself on his own petard. And quite frankly, I'd love to see it. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.